It goes to mission success. What's the mission, and understanding that you're never gonna have all the information and you're never gonna be perfect. You can be buried by it or you can stand on it. And so those that are successful, they decided to stand on it.
Welcome to Poppin' In with Plynk. We're sitting down with voices from financial wellness with everything from investment basics to budgeting tips. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Tell us about yourself and your background.
Johnny Lynum, come by way of the Air Force out of the Washington, D.C. area, and super excited to be here with you guys today, and love talking real estate and investing and just financial literacy in general.
Yeah, you have a big focus on veterans and military members. Tell us why that's such an important focus for you.
For me, a lot of times, us as veterans, I'm still active duty Air Force, and a lot of times we become extremely focused on the mission and getting the job done, but a lot of times we don't have that same emphasis when it comes to our finances and having a strategy and having that mission focus for our finances. And so that's one of the things I found after joining the service, you know, coming from humble beginnings and not having a lot of financial literacy and insight to lean upon, but finding my way through it despite that those humble beginnings. And now it's really been extremely rewarding, and the passion that I've gained by just helping other people kind of break that generational curse and be able to start having an emphasis on their families and the finances and being able to get those things in order at an earlier stage in their life and careers. Think
about your own journey. What information was helpful for you as you began to learn more about budgeting and investing?
No, great question. For me, the emphasis was really on diversification and understanding compound interest and the power of time when you start talking about investments and the long-term equity and the ability to build wealth long-term by just doing simple things, not really elaborate and having to pick stocks and trade options and a lot of things that for many individuals it can be overwhelming, but really focusing in on the basics and the impact that it can have long-term by taking action and actually implementing the things that you learn about.
Yeah. Was there any particular financial influencers that really shaped your early journey?
For me, of course, Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, but the one piece of information or individual, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that really gave me that mental transformation on how I viewed money, the relationship that I had personally with money, and understanding that money is neutral. And it's all about the knowledge and information that you have and how you apply it to whether or not you're going to be successful when it comes to investing and being able to manage the risk tolerance that you have as an individual. And so I would say definitely Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and pushing me to kind of go into that entrepreneurial realm and understanding the benefits, both the pros and cons that come with it, and just the long-term impact you can have on your wealth.
For active duty military members, when should they start their budgeting?
Yesterday. Definitely should start early with paying yourself first before you start paying your bills, and just really taking hold of that concept where you're putting a little bit of money back and saving it, but saving it with a purpose, saving it to invest, and understanding the investments that are kind of aligned with where you are in your earning journey and where you are early on, and opportunities for one, leveraging your VA loan and being able to become a homeowner sooner rather than later, and which allows you to build up equity over time with just kind of the long-term appreciation that happens with real estate.
What unique challenges do veterans face when meeting their budgeting and investing goals?
Especially for the younger veterans, it's starting off as always the level of pay. It's not a lot. You get there, the more senior you become in the service, but really understanding the complexities that come with moving around every 3-4 years, the deployments, the impacts to your family. All those challenges are out there, but they can also be opportunities where you're learning multiple real estate markets. You're able to have a spouse that now can have a virtual job that she can work from home, and so not necessarily tied to a physical location. The money you can look at being able, you can start a business with your cell phone, and so now you can be an entrepreneur. You can have a second income. I joke with my clients and tell them like, hey, I've been working 2 jobs for 10 years now. with starting a real estate investing company while still serving active duty. And it's afforded me a lot of opportunities from growth, but then also easing into that transition now that I'm less than a year away from retirement. And so I think being able to embrace those challenges, despite the challenges, but being able to see how you can use that as a stepping stool to get to that next level of where you want to be in the long term.
Yeah. Money conversations in the home can be difficult. How do you encourage people to open up that dialogue inside of their house?
That's a great one. I think the stat is nearly, I know at least probably half of divorces are, because of finances. And so I think just having the communication across the board in business, in a relationship, that just being able to be open and have honest communication, that it just allows you to get on the same page, because no two individuals are alike. And a lot of times you marry the opposite individual that you are. And so with that, you communicate differently, you hear things differently, and you interpret things different. And so just having those communications more frequently and often, it just helps to kind of keep those barriers down and have that common understanding, which goes a long way with having success in anything in life.
Yeah. What features do you look for in an investing app?
When looking at an app, of course, the GUI, the graphical user interface, for those IT nerds, but really the user interface and looking at it, where it's got to be simple, clean, and just straightforward, where you don't necessarily have to go use the user manual or the help button. And so I think that that ease of use is always number one when you think about any app. But then also being able to access the PE ratios when you start looking into like the analytics, the information you need to make an informed decision. It's like, okay, how hard is it to compare individual stocks or ETFs? And you want to be able to have those tools within the app where you can make those comparisons and make decisions in a fairly timely, I would say in a fairly short amount of time, just because attention span for people is extremely short, and you want to be able to go in, take in the information, and make a change in a short amount of time. And it's awesome to be able to do that in one single app without having to go back out and find a calculator, then come back in and make a trade or things like that.
Which do you like better, making a really great investment decision or seeing a great comment on your content?
For me, it's going to be the investment decision. Depending on the comment, I'll take that back. I'll say the comment, because one of the things that I have learned has been the impact that you can have on another human being, like, is priceless. Like, you really can't put a price tag on someone saying, hey, I wouldn't be here, or my family wouldn't be in this position without something that you said on the video, or something you helped coach me to get to these results. And so that's one of the things that I really love about the content creation and being able to put yourself out there. Like, you impact people that you would have never even came across in your life without it. And so it's extremely humbling at the end of the day.
Is there a particular comment that stands out to you that you've received?
For me, that definitely had helping a client use their VA loan to buy a 4-unit multifamily, $1.1 million property. And just the gratefulness that they had after the closing, and, kind of holding their hand, answering questions when, looking at finding a property manager, the insurance, and the underwriters at the bank going back and forth, and kind of helping them stay cool through the process, and like, hey, this is normal. And just the generosity that they had, and just being able, like, hey, we would never have been here if we hadn't met you last year at the conference, and took the action and took the leap of faith. And so, like, it's truly humbling to just have that impact on another human being.
What tips do you have for somebody that's looking to balance between budgeting for everyday needs and investing for their future?
No, that's a great one. And I used to struggle with that one, but for me, it's like, focus on investment. You only can cut your expenses so much, but your income earning potential is infinite. And now really taking that time, maybe some money that you have in savings to invest in yourself, because that's always going to give you the best ROI, is being able to invest in yourself. And now you're able to produce more income, whereas that you're really limited how much you can really focus and cut expenses. That, really being able to think about that investor mindset and how you can grow your investor mindset and invest in yourself, where now you're that person that can go make these trades and make these exchanges and reap the benefits and have that high ROI because you're investing in the information that you needed to do it. So I would say definitely the investment side more so than the expenses, because you only can cut so deep, and you still have to have that baseline of living, but you have that infinite learning potential and ability to earn.
You're focused on the veterans and active duty military members. What information do you have for content creators that are looking at starting their own financial content?
Yeah, for content creators, just do it. I think we as human beings, we are a lot of times we're our biggest critics, and so many times we have analysis paralysis. We have imposter syndrome. When we just got to take action, because when you start getting out here and you have more and more conversations, like we all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all have 24 hours in the day, but the ones that consistently show up, they get up, they do it day after day after day. Those are the ones that eventually you see here and there, and they find success, or what you deem as successful. It's just we never quit, we never stop. And so my word of advice was just do it, because there's somebody in the world that's looking for you. They're not looking for me, they're looking for you. And so the thing is, just understand who you are, be yourself, and just take action and do it.
Yeah, you're really busy. You talked about your still active duty military. You've got your financial content. How do you stay up to date with financial information?
You got to have the tools. You got to have the apps. Check the updates on what's happening in the world with news, looking at like the market, and then, for me, looking at the real estate with Zillow, and then from there, it's like, okay, how do I align my day? And the goals that we kind of look at, hey, on Sunday nights, for me at least, I plan the week. It's like, okay, how are we progressing? Do I need to maybe put a little bit more emphasis on this time? Are we ahead? Are we behind? And really just attack the day that way, where you can try to stay in control, because a lot of times once the phone starts ringing and emails start coming in, a lot of times you can get overwhelmed and you lose control. But as much as you can control that morning and get things set in place, you'll set yourself up for long-term success.
You put an emphasis on planning for the week. Is there similar techniques that you would encourage people to adopt when they're thinking about budget planning?
For sure. I always say plan with the end in mind. So understand, where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Really looking at, okay, the actions, the habits that I have today, what does this look like 10 years from now, 20, 30, 40 years down the road? And is this where I want to be? If the answer is yes, then keep doing what you're doing. But if the answer is no, then okay, now what do I need to modify my schedule? What do I need to modify my habits in order to reap the result that I want long term? So definitely always start with the end in mind, and just be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself about where you are, and make the tough decisions.
A lot of people may face doubt and adversity when beginning their investing or budgeting journey. What has your military background and training taught you about overcoming doubt?
For me, it goes to mission success. What's the mission, and understanding that you're never going to have all the information and you're never going to be perfect. And understanding that those challenges, that adversity, you can be buried by it, or you can stand on it. And so those that are successful, they decided to stand on it. And unfortunately, a lot of times we define our success by looking forward to some future aspiration, some future goal. But really, success is defined by looking backwards, understanding everything that you have overcame to be here today, that's success. Whether it was, a bout with cancer, or if it was, graduating from college, or the first member in your family to graduate from college, or to get a job, or get a raise, or to get that next position. Like, all that is success. And so if you've been successful up until this point in your life, it's like, okay, now how do you leverage that, position it to be successful in the future? And so with that, I think that allows you to turn any adversity into opportunity for future success.
If you were speaking with an active duty military member right now that was starting their budgeting journey, how would you encourage them to set that success metric?
Start saving your money. Put your money away where you have it automated, where it goes into that account, whether it's your emergency fund or it's going to your brokerage account. Just do it where it's automated. You don't touch it. You don't see it. As soon as that deposit comes in on the 1st or 15th, that it goes and you set it aside and you pay yourself. And creating that habit will pay dividends long term, and you'll set yourself up for long-term success.
To continue your financial journey, check out the Plynk app.